Good afternoon. It's Annie Meehan, keynote speaker, award-winning author. I hope you are relaxing this Sunday and taking some downtime. I did for a few hours this morning, and then my computer called and I got back to work for a couple hours. But I wanted to come to you live on a couple things. One, I sometimes am so busy being busy working and thinking about what else I can do or what I can do next that I forget to slow down and celebrate the success that I've had this far and what I've gotten done. So I just got my book. I'm so excited. This is the first time that I have released a book to the world before I had a copy. So I did not even have a copy of my own book when I released it. And that was partially because I was dealing with the deadline of wanting to have this book in hand by the time the 1 year anniversary came up. So I wanted to be able to have it in hand, but I had an idea, but sometimes, you have to see things. So this is a little bit bigger than my Be the Exception. It's about 60 more pages. So 60 more application for you. But as I was doing some work, getting ready for a podcast tomorrow, I was thinking, what if I took a moment and just celebrated my successes instead of what's next? Because, of course, I'm creating other books. I'm working on my next keynote. I'm doing lots of different things. And when you work for yourself, it can be sometimes hard, though it's healthy, to have boundaries and take a day off. And so I just wanted to come to you today on a couple things. One, I'm celebrating and thanking those of you that have taken the time to subscribe to my YouTube. So my goal for this summer was to hit 1,000 subscribers. And this is the first time since I've been on YouTube, I don't know how many years now, I have more subscribers than videos. So I have 585 subscribers and 534 videos. I try to release at least one video a week, sometimes a live one, a pre-recorded one, a short one, just different ways that I can teach and inspire with the spoken and written word. Then second, what I'm celebrating today is that as Choose to Soar came out, I've talked to a number of different people that work with PR. And one woman said to me, why do you not have any PR on your website? I've been on over 50 podcasts. I've been on TV, I think 5 or 10 times in the last 3 years, a decent amount. I've had a number of newspaper articles. And she just said, why is that not out there? So I decided today, which I encourage you to do if you're a public figure or a professional speaker, I researched myself. And normally I just go Google myself to make sure I'm on the first page with my website. But this time I went into newspaper articles and news media and podcasts, and I just kept popping up all over the place. So I got done counting at 56 and decided to take a break. And then I spent, I don't know, an hour or so in a Bible study this morning. It was a book of Ruth, such a powerful and beautiful book about a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law's relationship and how beautiful that can be to love each other. But what I was thinking about it was talking about in bitterness, in loss, in disruption, do you get bitter and wonder, why is this happening to me? Or are you a forward-thinking person? Are you a forward-moving person? And I was thinking, I do my best to always be forward-thinking. What else can I do? What can I take from this experience to help others? And so I felt really this immense amount of gratitude, since the hurricane hit. I'm not saying I haven't had sad days, because I have, and I've had days that I've done not much. But for the most part, I have used it to keep writing the book, keep working on the book, keep thinking about different kinds of disruption. After getting through the initial shock and sadness, I was trying to think when I started on the book. So the storm hit September 28th, and I think by January, I was at least thinking about the book. I know people right away had said to me, you should write a book, or you should, do something. And I was like, holy cow, I don't think I can do that. But as I was studying Ruth this morning, I was thinking, oh, I did take this painful season in life and use it for good that will help many other people. And I'm grateful for that, whether it's through, I have a number of keynotes coming up called Weathering the Storm, Choosing to Soar, and I get to travel around and speak on that. In addition to, so far I have 9 book signings throughout Florida and Minnesota. And I think that's it so far. I'm hoping to maybe Chicago or Green Bay when I'm there, or Miami when I'm there, to do some other book signings. And then the other part that I was studying in Ruth this morning that I kept thinking about is that are you in a season of sowing or reaping? Sowing or reaping? And I kind of think in a perfect world, we're doing both all the time simultaneously. We're planting and we're reaping. We're planting and we're reaping because we're reaping from a previous plant at the same time as we're planting for the next one. And as a business owner, it can be easy when you are feeling successful or having a lot of momentum to just kind of sit back and relax and feel like it will always be that way. But we have certainly learned over the years, from owning gyms to selling supplements to coaching to speaking to writing, if you sit back for too long, that momentum can come down. And so I do feel like I'm in a season of reaping. I'm so grateful to those of you that have already ordered a book, that have written reviews, that have booked me to speak on this topic of choosing to soar or weathering the storms through disruption in your company and your organization. And so what I just want you to think about this Sunday is, hopefully you're relaxing and not working too hard, is just, are you in a season of sowing or reaping? And if you're feeling dry, if you're feeling like, you know what, I do not have momentum, my business is not growing, my encouragement to you is consistently sow so that you can reap. And as I looked back through my YouTube station and through my writing, pretty much a book a year with the exception of 2020, I am always planting to think about that reaping later, but I never sit back too long, though I think it's good to rest. I think it's great to take breaks. But if you take a break too long, even in a period of momentum and success, you'll find a dry season coming up. And so, because life's always happening, right? So for me, I thought, I hope this is a season of reaping. I am taking some vacation actually starting next week, spending some time with family. Then I've got a couple speaking engagements. Then I'm going out of the country for a bit of a vacation. And I am hoping that when I'm gone, my books still get ordered. I still get bookings. And I think that if you plant the seeds consistently throughout your life, throughout your business, you will reap that reward, whether you're hands-on or hands-off for a minute, whether you take Sunday and rest, which I hope you do, or go on a vacation out of the country or in the country, or just turn off your phone for a day, that if you've done the work consistently, you don't have to always be on. You don't always have to be planting. There is a season of reaping if you consistently sow. But it's not a once in a while sort of thing. And for people that want to become professional speakers or finish a book, when they ask me, how do you do it? How did you write 8 books? And I was talking to a woman this week, and she said, yeah, it must be easy for you, but I have ADHD. And I said, well, actually, because she goes, I've been wanting to write a book for 20 years. And I said, well, I have ADHD too. But the difference is I am a coach and I help people with transition. I help people become successful speakers and coaches and authors. But I hire a coach or a partner every time I write a book. And I always pick a deadline. So the deadline for this was June 7th. And I was still in the storm as I was trying to write it. And I had to realize, wait a minute, really my goal was to have the book completed by the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Ian. And I'm so grateful that Fort Myers Beach Reunion Group is putting together this beautiful event to honor those lost, to celebrate those of us that have survived. And they've invited me to be a part of that and to have my books there. And I'm so humbled and grateful for that experience in the midst of all the storm, that you can still be part of the good. So today I put on my butterfly because it always reminds me of breaking free. It reminds me of soaring. It reminds me of living in full color, which is what I want to teach to my listeners and my audience. And so I hope that you will take time to celebrate your successes, but I hope that you will also be patient with the planting and consistent with the planting, whether that's videos or RFPs or practicing your speaking, that you will consistently do it if you feel drawn, whatever your career, if you feel drawn to own your own business or to excel at what you're doing or to climb the corporate ladder. It is about consistent work, but then also sitting back and reaping that reward when you take little breaks, because breaks are good. So I'm Annie Meehan. I'm a motivational speaker. I am the award-winning author of Be the Exception and my most recent book, my 8th book, Choose to Soar. I hope you will get yourself a copy. I hope you'll get a friend a copy. I hope you'll read it in your book club or your church group or your team building and talk about what does it look like in disruption to soar above it, not just to survive, not to swim, not to sink, not to get stuck, but to truly choose to soar above the circumstances and the disruptions of your business. And if you like my work, I hope you will comment on the videos, ask questions, share what you're celebrating. I would love to celebrate with you, or write a review on Amazon or a testimonial on LinkedIn. So thanks so much for listening to me. Thank you to my subscribers for the first time ever to have more subscribers than videos. So thanks so much for your support today and every day. I always appreciate it. And I will keep doing my best to make my spoken and written word something of hope and healing for those of you going through a disruption. Take care. God bless.